1 2 1 2 was a podcast. 1 2 1 2 was a podcast. We are back. Episode 107. We are back live on the YouTube, so you can see Abdul's a bit fatigued, but nevertheless,
Yeah.
DJ Jerome Baker III, I am here, and shout out to my man, always available #Streetwear Eddie,
What's up?
and fatigued Abdul.
Straight off the PJ, you
I'm
know
about
what
to
it
say.
is.
Do remember you can listen to What's a Podcast, our archives at whatsapodcast.live, and you can check the Instagram, give us a follow there. The YouTube you're currently watching, so you know what I'm saying, it's all real. And we're here, we're back.
Yeah.
It's spring has sprung. The rain was in DC today.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's a busy. It's actually the last day of March when we're recording. There is it's a busy last day of March. It's 23 years since "Moment of Truth" by Gangstar came out.
Oh,
so-
snap. Okay.
Yeah, so let me make sure that's right because I know it's a Gangstar album. I was just watching Craze DJ. So I believe it's 23 years of March 31st, 1998. So
Wow.
Gangstar
Rest in peace
Moment
to
of
Guru.
Truth. Yeah, Recipes Guru. It is also the 2-year day in which Nipsey
Yeah.
Hussle passed away.
Was
Rest in
murdered.
peace.
Senseless
Yeah, rest in
murder.
peace. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle for sure.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. The marathon
Absolutely.
continues,
The
man.
marathon continues, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to say that yesterday was both A-Track and DJ AM's birthdays. So rest in peace, DJ AM.
Man, a lot of death.
A-Track.
God damn. Rest in
Yes.
peace.
Well, it was
DJ
his birthday.
AM, man.
It wasn't. It was his birthday.
Oh, it was his birthday.
Yeah, his birthday.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, We're like 80 seconds in, and you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
4
It's
deaths.
live already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Rest
I mean,
in peace to DJ AM, man. DJ AM was a legend in two games, dog. You know, in the music scene and the sneaker world, of course.
Sneaker game crazy.
Sneaker game was
Um,
crazy.
yeah.
He was such an early adapter in that community, which was. I don't even know if we were really big enough to be even called a community. It was just a select few, really, at that time.
It was.
Shit
It was. It was,
it was a
Nike
community.
Talk.
It was a
It was,
community.
'cause
It was a
Nike-
community.
It was a
Yeah, it was
smaller
Nike Talk.
And then on Nike Talk, you had your kind of celebs. AM wasn't really on Nike Talk too heavy, but you had your Ben Baller
Ben
was on
Baller,
there.
yeah.
That dude Air Rev, he was
Air
on
Rev,
there.
of course. Wale was on there.
Wale, was he? I don't recall
Yeah,
Wale. being on there,
he was on Nike Talk as a
He was
little
on the,
youngin.
the regional ones, though.
Yeah, the
DMV
Maryland
one.
Talk, the Maryland
DMV
section.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there was I think Slam Ed was pretty popular on there at the time. I remember my man Catch Dubs was on there. There was a lot of people who, DJ Homicide, I'm sure, who was in the
Yeah.
crew with AM and Ben Baller.
And Meth
So-
Amphibian.
Meth was on there. Yeah, I mean, there was just a lot of just early 2000 internet forum culture.
Yeah.
And, it was kind of before the app culture. So you had to still kind of use your phone to call places and to line up. And
Definitely.
there was no sneakers frustration that many people
There were
deal with
frustrations
today.
even then. But,
But
yeah,
not like
you're right.
sneakers,
Sure.
not like
Yeah,
sneakers
yeah,
app
yeah.
frustration.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, I got Supreme Dunks because people were sharing the information. They were like,
Exactly.
hey, they're not releasing them until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or they're only going
Yep.
to sell this many pair. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was much more tight knit community. I was going to school in Virginia down 02, 01,
Yeah.
02, 03. So I remember, what was it? Remember those Air Force 2s with the Hawks and the Lakers? Air Force 2s?
Yes.
man.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk about with just in the lake colorway. It was white with the golden.
Yeah,
golden
it had a
purple.
little Lakers hit. It had
Yes.
little,
Yeah.
I bought 20 of those out of some mall in Norfolk, Virginia, military circle, because nobody cared. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And everybody on Nike Talk was going crazy for him. So,
And
shout out
even
to-
if you sent them out to people, you weren't hitting people in the head. That's
Not
the
at
thing
all.
too.
Yeah.
Because if you got a chance to get a pair, I remember that if I went somewhere and I did not find my size, I just didn't buy them. I'm like,
Right,
somebody else is
right.
going to come through and grab a pair.
Right.
Today, if I have a chance to buy a pair, I'm going to be like, and it's not in my size. The first
Still
thing
gonna
comes
buy
to
it.
my mind. I'm still going to buy it because I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, that's trade bait. I might be
Yeah.
able to switch it out for something else. But
Yeah.
the thought that I'm just going to leave it alone is non-existent. I'm not going to
For
do
sure.
that anymore
For sure.
because somebody else is just going to come and get it, and they're going to resell it or do something else with it. And I'm going to be able to use that as leverage for another shoe.
Yeah,
so
or swap it out for your size.
yeah.
We'll get
So-
we'll get into a more in depth sneaker talk a bit later.
Yeah. We
do
started
want
off
to-
too early.
We do want to obviously recognize that spring is sprung here in Washington D.C.
Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle again.
Rest in
of
peace,
course.
Nipsey Hussle. Always. The spring is sprung. The tidal basin, the cherry blossoms
it's
are
popping.
everywhere.
I'm going
I s-
tomorrow.
I
thought
saw
Is it
people.
closed?
It is. It's fenced off, but you can still walk over there.
I saw people. I saw people having arguments in like the comment section about people's behavior in terms of how they're acting down there.
What do you
Right,
mean?
this-
Like with
like-
masks on, or
No. Like
lack of it, or
one dude
Like too
there was-
close?
No, there was a guy who took a picture in the tree. Like he climbed up the tree, and it was like, "All right, honey, take a picture."
yeah,
And so it looked ill, but of
Uh-huh.
course they're kind of like, "Fam, what's really good with that behavior?"
yeah.
There was a talk of people.
What's wrong?
He's from
what's
out of
wrong-
town.
What's wrong with climbing the tree though?
I think you're fucking up the
I
cherry
think it's a little
blossoms for
frowned
one.
upon. Yeah.
Is it? I
There
don't know.
was-
I mean, it's,
Those cherry
There was also-
blossoms are very delicate. They're gonna fall off. Like if it rains hard enough, they fucking
They're
fall
done.
off. So
Yeah. There was also conversation about people taking tree branches, like taking the branches of the tree and
Yeah.
walking out of the. You know what I'm saying? So
God damn.
just be mindful of your behavior in public. Spring has sprung. The weather's fantastic. I was with my daughter at the playground yesterday, and this is how I knew spring was fully here, right? Because
Let me know.
people have been so cooped up, they're so ready to go, they're not using common sense. I saw two people completely wipe out on their skateboards and bicycles at the playground yesterday. And I'm not talking about like skin on knee. I'm talking about how to call the ambulance for both of them.
Oh shit.
One
God
lady,
damn.
one
you
lady.
call the ambulance?
I mean, I was there, you know what I'm saying? But like, I can't be too close, you know? Black man. But, you know.
Black man.
So one lady tried to exit the playground on her bicycle. She ran into the cone that was holding the playground door open. She
Ooh.
flew headfirst over the handlebars.
Somebody can die from that. Listen, did
Definitely.
she have on a, did she had on a helmet?
Definitely did not.
Landed right on her head.
Shit.
Did not.
Yo, my cousin's roommate in college, his roommate from college, I should say, died like that. He went over the handlebars, landed on his head, and died right away.
That's crazy.
It's fucked
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
too.
This
Yeah.
lady was holding her knee, and then they called the ambulance. Then nobody really knew what was going on. Her daughter comes like just leaving. Her daughter's leaving with her child, and it's like, oh my god, what happened? And she's like, oh my god, mom, and like it just was this whole moment. It's like, all right, they're cool. Prior to that, it's a girl who's probably junior high age. She's teaching herself how to skateboard, and I respect it because it's a hill. And she's going down the hill, but we live in a 2020 society, right? She's
Sheesh.
going down the hill with her phone in her hand.
Oh,
So she's going down the hill. It's a nice little decline
Incline.
too.
she catches some speed.
So, well, two things worked against her. She starts from too high up, which means she's going too fast, right?
Yep.
Speed wobbles.
Speed wobbles, but the ground also changes. So it goes from black asphalt to cobblestone. In the same respect,
That's a recipe for disaster.
in the
right
same
there.
respect, as she's
Oh, that's
going
a cheese
down,
grater.
there's this person who's walking. So because there's like an elderly home like back in the neighborhood, right?
Yes.
So there's a nurse that's walking that's on the phone that isn't paying attention because they're on the phone. So
Oh
as the
my
nurse
God.
crosses the street, the girl is screaming down the road. By the time the nurse sees her, she barely jumps out the way. But by then, once she jumps out the way, the girl just runs smack into two trash cans, and all you hear is the doom doom and see a cell phone fly in the air.
I love it. I hope
And
that
it's
video
ambulance?
gets out though.
Yeah, they had to call the. I mean, like her mom. I guess she's probably there. Like her mom is probably watching like her little brothers and sister, and so after a while, you just see a bunch of people crowd around her. She's like limping. They carry her into the playground to find her mom. She can't walk. Mom's crying. They just called and this is the before the second one happened. So
Damn.
once the second one happened, I was like, Bella,
Shit
we're
is
out.
real.
Like, we
I said,
out,
Bella,
yeah, we're out.
out of here.
Hold my hand, let's go.
Let's go. She's like, yo, we're out.
We're out.
I get some, I
God
get some ice cream or
No
something.
bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? Get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Man.
Episode 107. Yeah, what's the podcast? It's
What about you, Eddie? You do anything?
Nah, I haven't really been doing much, man. Just playing the crib, man. I mean, just aside from seeing you guys out a couple days ago, we've been cooling since then.
That was a nice little
Yeah, that was dope.
vibe. We caught a
Yeah.
vibe at that joint.
Yeah, that
Mass
shit was
stuff,
fly.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it. I had a good time.
That shit was fly.
Caught a vibe. It was a good time. Played
Yeah.
some tunes.
Yeah.
I will tell you where the vibe was even stronger.
Oh, yeah, you were inside of a club,
This past
DJ.
Monday.
Hold
this
on.
past Monday.
I thought that was old footage.
Nah,
No.
he had a
Because there
mask
was-
on.
Nah,
He had a
but there
mask
wa-
on.
But when he first started out and was shooting the club, nobody
Yeah,
had a
nobody.
mask on.
Nope.
Like,
Correct.
as far as I could see, like they had like the mask bag at the front door. Like, you could just take your shit off and throw it in there.
What was this, bro?
So it was a promoter
Darna.
that I've been working with for 10 years, right? He hits me, he's like, yo, Ron, we need you. You know what I'm saying? The night's been good, but like we know you could just, all right, cool, let's do it. So
They want to take it to that next level.
they tell
You don't want
me
you don't want to say the name of the spot?
so a spot's called Darna.
Yeah.
Oh,
called
okay.
Darna.
It's
It's in Northern
Darna. All
Virginia,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
So they tell me, yo, the party's till 12. We need you to play like 9:30 to 12. Just turn up. Just go crazy. I'm like, bet, let's do it. So by 11, I'm
You
on
went in
there
a
at like
full scuba diving suit and everything.
9:05. I had two masks. I had more fresh filter in the front mask, right?
Yeah.
Like
Goggles, mask,
wipes,
shield.
wipes, sanitizer, like everything, right? So they tell me, yeah, 9:30 to 12, cool. The dude whose birthday was didn't even get there till 11:30. So I was like, dude, we're gonna be here definitely past 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12:30, we're still there. 1 o'clock, still there. 1:30,
Nobody says anything
still-
about turning the music off.
I don't
Keep
get
going.
a text. The lights are on. They're having the time of their life in there. It's
Yeah.
crazy. There's bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the
Sparklers.
footage? Dude. I had 57 DMs about it before the night was over. Like I posted it while the night was going. So in my lift home, I was like trying to answer all these DMs.
Well, what
There
did
was
it
a- there was
say?
another, I can't believe you're in there. Like nobody was upset at me per se. They're just like, yo, where are these people's masks? Everybody who doesn't live in DC was like, yo, it looks so cracking in there. Like all the people from out of town were like, yo, it's
Everybody from
amazing.
Phoenix, your brother. Your brother
Nah,
was
chill.
Kellen was like, yo,
why you ain't invite me?
yo, this looks like home. This looks like my
but-
joint.
Arizona is actually worse than what Darna looked like. Like
Wow.
Of course.
Arizona, they're not tripping. They did the mask mandate is dead in Arizona.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to have a mask to get in there.
you do
Yeah.
not have to have it. But the venues are still making people do it. You know what I'm saying? To a degree.
Yeah,
They're
just
not
So-
enforcing it though.
during the daytime.
I don't know. Kellen hasn't been out like that. So, but from what I've seen on social media from all the
Sure.
DJs that I follow, nobody's out there like that. But Arizona is, it's a wonderful place. I can't speak. This Virginia thing was a little interesting.
So you're gonna be back there next week?
no,
Yeah, the money's good.
nah. I'm
That
not.
was it. That was
Florida
one and
was
done?
the same thing, man. Motherfuckers they're getting loose down there.
Oh yeah, they've
I
been
was-
loose in Florida.
I just got back today. Had taken the kids down.
You
for
went
the
you were
spring
in
break.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, for Lauderdale. It was cool, man. We got a nice little house that had a pool in the back, and so we stayed in. Like there was nowhere to go, really. Actually, that's not true. I took them out. We went to Wynwood for an afternoon and just walked around and checked it out. Yeah, and that was really it. Other than that, we ate at home and chilled and had friends who wanted to come hang out, come see us and hang out in the backyard. Like it was tight.
That's dope.
So, yeah, we were supposed to stay there longer, but the podcast is picking up, so there's no way I was gonna miss a week. We're getting a lot of traction and people reaching out about sponsorship and all these things, and it just wouldn't have been the right time to miss a week. You know what I'm saying? Of taping.
It would have been tough, but you
Yeah.
know, I feel like Eddie and I could have Raekwon and Ghostfaced it.
No,
you know
of
what I'm
course.
saying? Like,
I mean,
course,
you could take your laptop and camera with you.
I could have
too.
taken it
True
up
that,
with
too.
me, and but I didn't. I didn't bring anything with me. So
I'm not gonna front. I thought that was what was gonna happen. Like,
I thought you could have used your phone
I thought,
too.
yeah, use your phone too.
But
It
we're
was-
here. We're here in person in the same city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would have been a
Within,
little analog, but we're good.
Yeah.
we're good. Next
Yeah, it would have
time,
been tough to tape because we with the kids, and one of a friend of mine was there with his family as well, and so it was just it was a whole lot of kids. It was like 5 kids running around, so it would have been tough. But either way, I'm back. It's a
Dog
scary
good.
ride coming back, dog. I can't even front.
You had some
I-
turbulence.
bro, once coming in towards Maryland with the weather and like some crosswinds and shit, the last 20 minutes, I can't even front. I thought this might have been it.
You were
Like,
praying and everything.
bro. and I was just like, yo, it's all of us. Like, my whole family's in this joint. It's not just me,
Yeah, and you can't look shook in front of the whole family.
What? I was so happy I had the mask on because I was just praying underneath. Like, I'm like, yo, yeah, nah, just look out the window, just see what's going on.
You try to play it off.
I was holding on to that seat in front of me, like I must have put, like for dear life. It was the scariest fucking ride
Listen,
I've been on, man.
It's beautiful you made it though. That's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Right
I can't.
here.
What and I kept on looking out the window. I'm looking for like when I can see land, because all I see is clouds, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like I'm safer once I see land. Like I'm like, oh, it's not that high. I'm like,
It's all
you know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
shit.
Yeah, but once you're like up there where all you see is clouds and you don't see the land, it's even scarier.
For sure.
But
I
yeah,
think the
that was
worst one though is when you land, or like when you literally land out of the clouds, right? Like when you just touch
Oh,
down, like it's
when
cloudy, and then you just land.
the clouds are really low. Like you don't even
Yeah.
see land for long.
I've had that. Yeah, I've had that
Yeah.
happen before, and
'Cause
I've had that happen a few times. Yeah,
I
that's
could,
crazy.
because they slammed the shit out of that on the fucking
Yep.
tarmac.
Yep.
That plane comes down hard. Pause.
I also when you can see land, I try to figure out where we are, like in the
Me too.
DC area.
Me too.
So
me too.
that
I'm
in
pretty good at
case-
spotting it though.
Because in case we have to like,
You gotta
like,
drop a
make
pin?
an emergency landing. No, I'm like, okay, we're at like
Where
at
am I
this
at?
high school. We're in Annandale, or we're in like.
I'm about to make a text real quick.
Yeah, like okay,
Yeah.
cool. We're in Columbia. Like I'm always trying to figure out. I just need one landmark.
He wants to know like what lamp where you're gonna die. Like
Nah, never die. Just know if we have to like land on the freeway, where
Yeah.
are we exactly? Who can I call?
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
for
me?
sure.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
no,
I call to come get me.
and to the pilot's credit, it wasn't like one of those unexpected like turbulent shits. Like he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be bumpy. Like brace up, have your seatbelt on." And that's what
Oh,
scared me
shit.
even more, because
Yeah.
once he was like, "Yo, it's about to be a rough ride,"
Yep.
then you know it's really like gangster. Like it's about to go down.
Yeah.
The fucking the stewardesses, the air stewardesses, they were like, "Yo, we're like 45 minutes before land. They're like, "Yo, we coming through right now to clean up the trash because we're about to go sit down and be buckled in."
Buckle up, yeah.
Yeah, because it's about to be a bumpy ride. And I was like, "Fuck." Oh man, I was like, "This is about to be no fucking good." And yeah, I was shook. The plane was going side to
Yeah.
side. It wasn't going up and down. That joint went like this, and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Well, listen, man. At the end of the day, everybody's safe. Everybody's
Yeah,
here.
I'm
So
safe.
that's
I'm
that's
happy.
what we want to.
I prayed and prayed and prayed.
That's
And
what we
listen,
want to.
God listens. He was
yeah.
like, "Yo, it's not your time yet, Playboy. You here? You got an episode to do." So
respect.
Sponsor the show.
Respect.
Sponsor
yeah.
the show.
if you've been in the DMs, sponsor the show, and
Yeah.
or let's
We're
get
gonna
our
get back
digital-
to you all on some of those inquiries about getting
Sponsorship.
about some sponsorship inquiries. Like, but what's a podcast? contact@gmail.com is the email address. Some folks that did send an email. I don't know if Silent Tom saw that email, but either way, send it back. What's a podcast? contact@gmail.com.
No doubt. So episode 107, we spoke about it, very quickly, but we have to give the the proper respect. Today is the 2-year anniversary of Nipsey Hussle passing.
Yeah.
One of the more, probably the last time I had a really good cry. I don't know if that's good or not, but maybe I should have cried more in between them. But I really couldn't keep it together. I was DJing downtown. The news kind of break, and it broke me on the spot. And since then, we've all seen people just really have taken to his music, his
Yeah.
message. He had obviously a song with Jay-Z earlier. Was that late last year? Earlier this year? It was
Yeah.
one of them.
That was this year.
This year,
Right?
okay.
I think so.
I think he's had a few different things that are still continue to pop. The Puma deal seems to be going strong.
Yeah.
I do remember that I was July 2019. I went to the Marathon store
Yeah.
just to check it out because there was talks of it being demolished or seized or whatever.
Yeah.
Took some photos out there that day. It was ill, and I think we've seen a lot of people on social media just give up their respects to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Because of just how dope of an artist he was, connected to the people. I saw a video from Tony Lewis Jr. that was dope. There's another rapper from DC named Uptown XO. He had a bunch of photos with Nipsey.
Yeah.
I always check for Lauren London's post about it.
I saw that
You know what I'm
today,
saying?
too.
That was
Yeah.
very heartfelt. It was
Very
a lot,
heartfelt.
A lot
Yep.
earlier than I thought it would be. I thought
Yeah.
she would have maybe whenever she drops it, it's fine. It's her situation. But I was excited to see the positive spin that she put on everything.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think she's in a movie coming out. She's actually in a movie with Michael B. Jordan, I
Okay.
believe. So that's
Dope.
coming out soon. So yeah, rest
You
in
know-
peace, Nipsey Hussle, for sure.
You know what's I was actually in LA this week, and I came back on the 30th of March, 2019, the day before he was murdered. And I was there. My wife had work out there, and she was doing one of her intellectual property workshops in LA, and I think when they were looking, she had connected with some folks in LA, and they were looking for a venue, and somehow word got to Nipsey or his folks. I don't want to say it got to him, but about this workshop that was bringing in some IP attorneys in to provide like a free copywriting sessions with young creators and creatives of color. And he was like, yo, I need you all to have this shit in my spot. And for those that don't know, he has a place in Crenshaw or in his own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Vector 90.
Vector 90, and it's sort of like a beautiful WeWorks kind of space that has studios, it has like places you can hold meetings, people come in and do work, but it's in like his old hood. And he was him or his folks were like, yo, you guys need to have this session here. And that happened on Friday, March 29th. I'm lying. It happened on It happened that same weekend.
It would have been Friday because
It was Friday.
he was also killed on a Sunday.
He was killed.
Yep.
He was killed on a Sunday.
Yep.
So this happened on Friday, and I remember all friends of ours from here even came out there to hang out. Modi was there. Our friend Davin was there, and just it was a beautiful thing. And I was Roland came by. Roland from Commonwealth. Shout out to him. And we all were just hanging out at this spot, and all kind of like in awe, like, yo, this shit is dope. Like Nipsey's really, really doing it. And I ended up going to the Marathon store that same weekend, and I bought a shirt for my daughter, and we flew back home on Saturday. And when I got that news, and I was like on Sunday that he had been murdered, my jaw was just wide open. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. You're like, but I was just there, even though it has nothing to do with anything, right? But in your head, you're like, how could it even happen? Like, I was just there. Like, fuck, man. That shit broke my heart, man. It broke my heart because I got to see firsthand what a difference this young man was making in in his own neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like
His community.
in his community and giving back, and like even the people working security in the joint, like the shit is all gated off. Like to enter the joint, they have a security guard, and he's like somebody who's from the streets, like, you know what I'm saying, like really turned his life around. He was really giving jobs back to his own people.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame what happened, man. So, man.
Yeah,
fuck.
man. I mean, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in peace, man.
obviously.
Rest in
You know,
peace. A
his
legend.
music still resonates with many, many people these days.
Yeah, for
I just
sure.
saw some artists put out a new song like today with a Nipsey verse on it, and so you know you're gonna keep continuing to see the people that he inspired are really just on top now. Whether it's Hit Boy, whether it's 1500 and Nothing, all the producers, you know what I'm saying. People are just really carrying out his legacy and his inspiration. Also, real quick, we want to give a congratulations to not Vanessa Bryant, Natalia Bryant. I believe it's the oldest of Kobe's daughters.
Okay.
She just got accepted to USC.
Amazing.
And if man, she's a spitting image of Kobe Bryant.
Really?
Oh my goodness, there's
They
a
all
video.
kind of are.
Yeah, they are, but like she's like, you know, she's tall and she
Oh,
looks just
man.
like him. You know what I'm saying? So there was a video on social media of the mother was shooting the video. She was opening up all of her USC related material, and then the mom takes her to another room, and there's USC Kobe's, and she doesn't even play basketball. She plays volleyball, I believe. But there's some USC Kobe's customs, and there was sweatshirts, and just, you know, and the other two girls are jumping around crazy, and you're just looking for
Oh,
Kobe
man.
to be in the room somewhere. You're just kind of like, man, this
Yeah.
is like it was a lot to handle. That video actually surfaced yesterday, so knowing that was coming out, then Nipsey today, it was like, oh man, it's a
Yeah.
lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
nevertheless, man, like we said, the marathon continues. Rest in peace, Gigi, Kobe, everybody who died in that
Everybody
accident.
else, yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
and rest in peace, Nipsey, for sure. Episode 107, What's a Podcast?
It's April Fool's tomorrow, dog.
Oh, damn.
Tomorrow, I don't think April Fool's.
We've been getting fooled. We've been getting
It's
fooled for the
April
last
Fool's
year
for
and a half.
fucking year,
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
let's sit tomorrow out. Nothing.
We should
crazy.
skip April Fool's this year.
Yes, we should.
It's not gonna happen. Somebody's gonna do some fuck shit.
I'll leave my phone down all day.
How did you all do on those bacons? Shout out to Dave Ortiz, man. Dave Ortiz is the legend. Is now following the podcast.
Fan podcast.
And shout out to him. The bacons did really, really well. You know what I was happy to see was Sneakers and Stuff actually had Dave Ortiz in store signing pairs off the bacon release that dropped last week that nobody else was doing. Like, you know, Nike failed to really bring up Dave Ortiz's name or DQM's name in any publication or press, and you know, everything was missing. So we talked about that in the last episode. If you missed it, go listen to 106 and catch up. And shout out to Dave Ortiz, man. Just want to give that man his
Yeah, I didn't.
flowers real quick.
I
I
definitely
struck out,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, I struck out too.
I got a pair.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. Bro.
Shocker.
list.
Shocker.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
list.
My day will be fine. Nevertheless, there was obviously it's just a different group of kids now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That are
Yeah.
into shoes, and would that have mattered? I mean, probably not. You know what I'm saying? If they had given him the proper recognition, they should have. But we live in a world where people should
Yeah,
do.
but Nike
Yeah.
should
a
have just
lot.
done it just for that reason.
But it doesn't benefit them really. The shoes, they're not even selling enough of the shoes for it to make a difference.
yeah, but
You know
they're
what I'm saying?
calling them the bacon, though. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and
Like,
there should definitely be some sort of historical aspect to it, right? Like, you can't just put out a shoe and make it the whole world thinks it's like
They
a
just
brand
did it.
new shoe. I know,
I know, but that's whack.
I'm
That's
saying
like-
it's whack and it's not right.
But it's Nike. They don't care.
I
You
know
know what I'm
they
saying?
They,
Like
they
it's-
should. They should is what I'm saying.
Again,
Well,
there's people should do a
we
lot.
agree. Yeah, we agree they should. And yeah, I'm not saying they have to. I mean, they can do obviously whatever the fuck they want, but you know, it
Yeah.
would have made it even tighter to
don't call it the bacon then. Like Nike was actually calling it the bacon. Like, don't
Yeah.
call it the bacon.
I
Well, I
heard they
think-
couldn't call it DQM because DQM, the name I believe, is owned by Vans, which is fine, but you can still tell the story like, yo, this is a retro. It was released in 2004. It was designed by these folks, and you know, we're bringing it back because the shit was fly.
that's too much effort on them to highlight somebody else who made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not
Yeah.
into that, unfortunately. And
Nobody
so
cares.
nobody. I mean, somebody did a story on it. I read it, and it
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
good
yeah.
story.
No, there was some private stories like
Yeah.
by
No,
you know
some
what?
publications. That it was
GQ.
us and
Well,
us.
yeah, but GQ did a nice little story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
GQ did a story.
I gotta
and-
check that out.
Yeah, but giving some good, like it was a really good story. But unfortunately, to the kids who are buying them now, it's like, would it matter to them, right? And so I think it would only matter if the circulation was more, right? Like
Yeah.
if they were producing 100,000 pairs,
Yeah,
then
if they're
you
gonna
gotta
be in
go.
every single store.
Then you got to go into and really you got to sell the shoes. But
Yeah.
for them, they're like, we're gonna make 5,000 of these anyway. We'll sell
Yeah, sell out
250
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know that the stores had to buy them from Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like that was in the article that was that even though they designed them.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
they got I think 48 pairs of the Hyperstrike version for free, which was for friends and family. But yeah, the rest of the shit was all like normal Nike
Normal,
allocation.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
had to pay for it.
I feel like
So-
all collabs are like that, aren't they?
I'm sure it
Yeah,
is.
I
I'm
think
sure it
they are.
is. But
I think they are.
it's just like, you guys, there's got to be a better way, and I just think that there's no competition, and until Nike really feels some kind of way about competition, then they'll change up their practices. But there's no competition, right? So shout out to Dave Ortiz. Today is also Happy International Transgender Day of Visibility. That we at What's the Podcast Show support everyone. Shout out to everybody.
Yo,
Shout out to everybody, man.
I know there's some foul things going on with some Arkansas laws right now.
Against
and-
transgenders?
Against transgenders, yeah.
Ah, that's fucked up, man.
Healthcare, and it's super whack. So, I
Shout
think
out to all transgenders, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
We love y'all.
Love is love.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Episode
Why are you
107. I feel the love, what I
Yeah.
mean? Episode 107. So we slightly touched on it because obviously, I'm in the mix. My job is to be in the mix, and COVID is still real. But if you look around the country, man, like the country's trying to open. The NFL said they're going to have the complete stadiums back.
Full capacity?
Full capacity.
Get the fuck
I
out
saw there's a festival called the Hard Festival.
Pause.
Pause.
They announced today in Miami, full show. We just saw here in the DC area that the Fillmore announced Benny the Butcher.
I'm
for,
going.
I believe it's October.
October 31st.
October 30th. It's Halloween.
We're
right?
going.
Halloween. I hope to be working, so I don't want to commit. just
October
yet.
31st. Oh, it is Halloween Day.
Halloween,
That's a
yeah.
good day. I'll go to that.
That's a good day to go to a show because
Yeah.
everybody's gonna go.
And I believe
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I would like that.
believe tomorrow is opening day for baseball. Right.
Nat
Oh,
Stadium
okay.
doing something.
Here's the problem. The Nats are down to 5 players right now that can play in the game.
Hold on. What do you mean?
Because of COVID?
COVID ran through the
they have
organization. crazy.
5 players.
I just saw it tonight on
five
ESPN.
eligible players
Saw it tonight on ESPN.
They got to be able to pull somebody up from
from the minors.
the minors.
Yeah,
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
they're not gonna miss out on all that money.
Nats down to 5 players for opener after positive test.
Wow.
The Washington Nationals will be down 5 players.
They've been giving out vaccines here since the beginning of New Year's, and these motherfuckers did not get a vaccine. That's just irresponsible.
I'm sure somebody in the locker room was passing them out.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a
come
big
on.
money organization. They could have got
Yeah.
vaccines for everybody.
Listen, I prefaced all of this, and I basically what I'm saying is that COVID is surging across the
Yeah.
world, right?
Maybe,
I believe
100%.
maybe they are vaccinated. Who knows?
there's multiple variants across the world that are. Brazil is a hot spot in the world, and now I believe France has just canceled school for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're going into their third
Lockdown.
lockdown and
Yeah.
for 4 weeks. Like they're
Germany
shutting everything
also.
down.
So if you don't think that America is gonna have a surge, you're bugging.
We're like have all the makings for a surge right now.
What's going on though? Like we're getting
opening.
more vaccines,
Yeah,
but
but everybody, the whole world is not. The world is not doing a good job with the vaccine, man.
well, America's numbers are going up too. I think, right?
Yes, America's.
They're
America's
not
numbers-
going down.
No.
But like I just read tonight there was a study, and the study was they took Florida was the subject. Florida underreported the number of deaths that they had.
They had to have. I
Okay.
knew that.
So you have Florida, you have places like Texas that has been opening, Arizona,
Yep.
Utah,
Kelly.
Virginia. All these places are, Georgia. Georgia hasn't closed.
Georgia never closed.
Georgia never
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
United State of Georgia by
So-
itself, Dolo.
For sure.
So listen. So I think that what people need to realize is like this is not over. Like even if you get
The vaccine.
the vaccine, because I read today also, the first shot makes you 80% against the vaccine. The second shot puts you at 95%. But you could still get it, and there's a lot of people that they still don't know all of the long-term effects of COVID. Like it's a relatively new disease, so you're still figuring things out day by
Well,
day.
they don't know how long the vaccine actually lasts for, too. Like, how
Right.
often are we going to have to get it?
So at this,
I'm gonna get it as many times as I need to.
for
That's a
sure,
fact.
for sure. So
But it could only last for 3 months. We might be up. You know what I mean? Like,
I
who
mean,
knows?
listen, I'll go get another one.
Yeah, for sure.
they put enough lines on my card that if I got to go back in 3 months, I'm back. You
That's
know
a
what
fact.
I'm saying? Like,
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm back. I got to give me a second card if you need me to.
Yeah,
I
let
don't
me get
care.
another card.
I'm wearing a mask, till 2025 at
Yep,
least.
easily.
Right?
Till
Easily.
2025?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't
Damn.
bro. Like I saw it firsthand. I'm in the DJ booth I was wearing 2 masks while I was DJing. I had to take one mask off because the weed smoke and the hookah got out of hand. Right. I was like, I need to breathe. Like I just need one mask. Right. But there was nobody. It was people like that. They weren't even walking in with them on. You know what I mean? So
There was
I
the
just
one girl that was dancing on the dude, and the dude didn't have a mask on, and she had a mask on. She had the big ass KN95 joint too.
She had like the crazy paint
I
on
don't
one.
even remember that.
Oh, she was right in front, bro. I was dying of laughter just because watching somebody like dancing, like
the mask on,
whining on
crazy
somebody
stuff.
with the mask on, it's just hilarious. Like it
it's-
feel like you're in an alternate universe. Like
We
how you
are
gonna
in
get
a
your
fucking
freak on
alternate
with the
world.
mask on?
we are in an alternate
Yeah.
universe,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I believe that there's a quality within the people that is kind of just falling off. Like people are just kind of like morals and this is just me speaking for myself. But like there's just a lot of things that are just like, what is really going on with people nowadays? Like there's just a lot of just questionable activity out there. And the COVID thing highlights it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're trying to rush people back. I saw a video today of a woman wearing a clear mask. She was like, hey, I got a mask on. But it was clear. This part around her lips was cut out. She's like, I got a mask on.
Oh, also, did you all read about Johnson & Johnson had to halt production? Like the
the one
CDC
shot?
or the one-shot vaccine has been stopped. Like there was some sort of error, some manual mistake in their production line in Baltimore where 15,000 doses of the vaccine have been infected, or they were the wrong combination of drugs or whatever it is. But either way, they had to scrap that. So they're temporarily halted all production of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine.
Bro,
right
it was
now.
not 15,000.
15 million. Sorry.
15 million
Yeah.
doses.
Did I say 1,000? I meant
Yeah.
million.
15
Yeah.
million doses is a lot
Yeah,
of
15.
doses.
That's a lot of fucking
It's a
doses.
lot of doses.
That's a
like,
big fuck up. Like,
Yeah, you need to call somebody.
Especially if it's the one shot, too. That's 15.
yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
the
Like,
15 million people. Like, you can
A
fit
one-
15
yeah, one
million
shot,
people. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, listen, people have already been skeptical about Johnson & Johnson just because of their past practices with, I don't know if this is real news or if it's true or not, but, there's always the myth of the baby powder causing cancer. I'm going to believe it because everybody in the hood says that. So I think that's a fact. I think Johnson & Johnson, nobody really is fucking with them already. Everybody's been super skeptical of them and the one shot, and now this. You know what I'm saying?
The majority of people that I've seen embracing the Johnson & Johnson have been colonizers.
Pilgrims. Yep.
Yes. That's the ones that I've seen that are like, just want to get one shot, bro.
I don't think pilgrims put baby powder on their balls, did they? Hey yo.
I definitely am not going to comment on that. So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Who was putting baby powder on their balls? Like, were any of you? I mean,
Is
is this uncomfortable, guys?
When I was a kid, I'm sure someone was putting baby powder on my balls.
As a baby, you mean?
Probably, yeah.
for like diaper rash.
Probably.
That's different. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
But
I'm not talking about it at all.
I think it's a practice. It's a practice where, men put baby powder on their balls. I don't know who does that. I never did. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But listen, it's a thing. We can have an open and honest conversation about this. But apparently, there is a thing where people put baby powder on their nuts, like
on their ass and balls.
and to stop chafing, or is that what it's called? Chafing,
Chafing.
and things like that.
I don't
that
have any baby
affect
powder in my
your
house.
anything that could affect your inner thighs. So, but I've never participated in that sort of behavior. It's a little bit disgusting to me.
I believe that was in college you see men just try any and everything, right? So you'll see like you hear about baby powder. Some dudes will like take a little cologne, spray the area before we're going out on a Friday night. Like whatever works for
that
you,
was definitely a thing. That was definitely a
So
thing.
I don't know about the baby powder. I thought it was always an underarm thing per se.
People were putting baby powder under their arms.
Yeah, but I didn't.
In replacement of, as an alternative to deodorant, or as an addition?
As an addition.
Yeah.
As an addition.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, bro. You're giving
I didn't
us
know any of this.
A different look on things. I understand Baltimore's a different place. So.
I mean, I'm from Africa to begin with. Like, I started wearing deodorant when I came to America.
That's a real combination right there. You know what I'm saying? An African from Baltimore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
listen. I didn't know any of this shit. I didn't know any of this baby powder activity.
Listen,
No,
man.
I thought it was only for babies.
Yeah.
It's all good,
God
bro.
damn. All right.
It's all
Well,
good. You learn
hey,
something
listen,
every day.
you learn something new every
Yeah, for
week.
sure.
We're going to continue learning, and stop putting baby powder in your balls. All right? Relax.
Listen, it's also a free world. Do what you want. Just don't hurt
That's
kids.
true. That's true. That's true. Happy
Yeah.
Day of Visibility to all our transgender people out there. Listen, we have transgenders that listen to the podcast. We have to love them and accept them and let them know they're part of the crew. So
Absolutely.
shout
Love
out
is-
to y'all.
Love is love. Be who you are. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Kazakhstan. You heard?
So there is a episode 107. One of the I want to say this is a huge deal. New York Governor Cuomo, he signed a bill that made recreational marijuana legal.
That's
You
huge.
You can possess up to 3 ounces and 24 grams of concentrate. You can grow 6 mature plants and 6 immature plants.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a smoker.
Me neither.
Abdul is not a smoker. But our resident correspondent to the world
Marijuana
of green,
correspondent.
Eddie, Streetwear Eddie,
Allegedly.
excuse me, allegedly is going to
Allegedly, of course.
What do you want to know?
What is 24 grams of concentrate? What's that?
24.
Is that a lot
That's like an ounce.
of
A
like
ounce-
liquid?
An
Is
ounce is 28 grams, so it's like 4 grams shy ounce of concentrates is like hash.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a concentrated version of marijuana. So like wax or whatever. hash, all
okay,
that.
okay. It's
Yeah.
the shit you put inside the vaping joints.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Like a cartridge or one of
A
them
cartridge
shits.
is considered concentrate, yeah.
Okay. How
Yep.
many cartridges is that? Is one
One
a cartridge is
it's
not an
typically-
ounce though.
No, it's typically like a gram.
Oh, so 24 of those. God
could have
damn, that's
24 of those on you.
that's a lot.
Yeah, to carry around in your pocket, that's a lot.
You're
They
getting
said,
busy.
yeah, that means you're
And like
constantly high.
3 ounces of weed is a lot. That's like a lot of weed to just carry around.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
for
also
personal
said you can
consumption.
have up to 5 pounds at the crib, which seems like a whole lot of weed.
That's
I mean,
nice, yeah.
I've seen a pound of weed a few pounds of weed, and 5 pounds is a lot.
That's nice, yeah.
But what can we do here in DC? Like, our laws are a little bit different, right?
DC, you can't have more than 2 ounces on you at one time, and you can't. I don't know. It's like it's not recreational in DC. In New York, recreational.
No, it is. It is recreational in DC.
I thought it's decriminalized and medicinal.
So the passing of the bill makes New York the 15th state, along with the District of Columbia, to have legalized the drug for recreational use.
Okay, so that must be
Okay.
new also.
So yeah, legalization of the plant is effective immediately, but recreational sales are not expected to begin for 1 or 2 years.
And that's DC and New York, or
that's
specifically
that's New York. The last
New York.
part.
Yeah. Yep.
So New York stepped it up. They took what we're doing over here and added a couple
That's
of more
huge
pounds
because
onto it.
now you can have like weed, like cannabis tourism, and like people will, like, instead of you going to have to go to California and Colorado and all these places that's weed's legal, you can go to like New York and go sightseeing, and they're gonna have like high tours and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big.
So another big part of this is the automatic expungement.
Oh,
of
big thing.
That's the
previous
most
marijuana
important- that's the most
convictions that
important
would be
thing,
legal.
yeah.
Yeah. So Black and Latino New Yorkers combined made up 94% of marijuana-related arrests by the New York Police Department in 2020 alone.
Non-violent arrests.
Even though the city statistics show that the proportion of white New Yorkers using marijuana
Yeah.
is considerably higher than
That's
that of either
crazy.
Latino or
crazy.
Black residents.
Yeah.
We
Man,
should've called,
fuck
like,
the
New York-
police, man.
We
For
should have
real.
called New York Nico or somebody. You know what I mean? We should have called what's your man?
New York Nico,
Kith.
right?
Yeah, Kith.
Oh,
What's
Ronnie
his name?
Figes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We should have called him to talk about it. He'll have a weed shop in 6 months.
Oh,
he
he's about to
promised.
he's about to have the Kith dessert on marijuana in a second.
Yo, I promise you, he'll have it. But what's 420?
He's gonna
By 420?
Yo, yeah, that's true. He's about to have a collab with marijuana.
For sure. Kith cookies.
He's about to have the Kith times marijuana
Times
collab
cookies.
dropping. Man, god damn, that dude, man.
So basically, what they're
He's on
saying,
top
that
of it.
the legalization is expected to eventually rake in billions of dollars in revenue. for
Yeah,
the
they put like a
state.
9% tax on it.
13, and for New York City in particular, that already had with a 13% tax. So
Yeah.
it was a 9% state tax, 4% local tax.
Yeah.
It needs to be
Right.
black and brown people owning and making money off of this business, man.
That's not going to happen.
That needs to be a law. Cuomo, I know you're like trying to get everybody happy right now because you're in some deep shit, but make that a rule or something. Like those licenses need to be going out
This
only
shit's
to
kinda
black and brown
This shit's
people.
kind of crazy though.
The
It's gonna
bill
go to
will-
all white people with money, man.
Yeah,
the bill
that's
will
exactly what's going to happen.
The bill will expunge the criminal records of tens of thousands of people.
That's so
has
fire.
That
so
is
hold
fire.
on, here we go. Has a goal of 40% revenue reinvestment into communities of color, and will grant 50% of adult use licenses to social equity applicants and small businesses.
That's
50%,
dope as shit.
and so the other 50% goes to white
Corporate.
people.
Yeah, corporate.
That's bullshit.
I mean, whatever.
But here's the thing about it: if you are a weed smoking entrepreneur
Yeah,
and you live in New York City, now is the time to get your things together, right?
Yeah,
So if I'm
yeah.
Styles P,
yes.
Styles
Get
P
a-
got the juice shop. Now
The
get
juice
weed
bar
shop, get
with
weed
with a
bar.
little smoke shop in the
Get you
back.
infused.
Of course, if I'm Jim
Oof.
Jones, if I'm Cam, if I'm any of these dudes that sing the
or
praises of marijuana,
or just a regular dude just
Yeah,
just
but I'm
has
just saying,
a
like, get your seed money together.
entrepreneurial. Yeah,
I've been
spirit.
to one of Styles P spots. I've been to a spot in Brooklyn. It's dope, and like
Yeah.
if they can expand that and just buy the place next door or whatever the case may be, bro.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And
Scars Pizza. Let's get this. Let's work
I
on
ju-
something, man.
Shout out to Scars Pizza. They just moved too. They moved across the street.
Well,
from
well,
their
no, they
location.
open up a bigger
Oh,
sit
did
down
they?
location.
Okay.
Yeah, the old
I
spot
read it.
is gonna be actually. Wait, who's
To
a
go
vegan in
only.
here? Nobody's a vegan, but I believe the original spot is gonna be a vegan only
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
And the big restaurant. I actually went on I don't know if it's a tour, but I went on a little visit of the new spot while it was being built out. It's beautiful, it's massive, and it's a really good look. But I didn't know it was already open. You said it's already open up.
Somehow I ended up on some dude's Instagram who was taking his kid to Scars Pizza. He's like
Oh.
a critic for the New York Times or whatever.
Okay.
So then he goes there and he's like, "Yo, I'm across the street because the other place across the street is going to be vegan now." So he's like,
Yeah.
I went to the vegan plate. I don't know, but I was like, "Yo, the pizza
Okay.
looks amazing." So
Yeah.
but
Shout
there
out to
was-
Scars, man. Let's get this
Yeah.
marijuana thing popping, man. Let's do it.
Listen. It's not even a joke anymore. Like I know
Marijuana
I
infused
know-
pizza,
I
maybe.
know
But
people
let's have a
talk-
little smoke shop going. I mean,
Listen, man. I know people talk.
I want to invest in that.
We'll talk about it more with the digital assets and all that stuff. But people really want to smoke weed, and they do smoke weed, right? And so why not turn your attention to that and just get some money off of it? You know what I'm saying? I think that that's something that people really need to look at because New York City basically say that the downtown part is never going to be the same. Like they've lost so much money as a result of the pandemic. They're going to look at turning office buildings into low income housing.
Wow.
Because they are so desperate right now to find some sort of revenue.
Wow.
Right. And this is like, Chinatown and below, Wall Street, just downtown New York City in general. All those big high-rise office buildings.
They're all
and
empty.
They're all empty. And yeah, they're coming back to some degree, but I think the American workforce is never going to be the same.
No, they've realized you can do everything from home.
From home.
Yeah, and even like more efficiently.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could save millions of dollars a year from on commercial real estate. Shit you don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
You're
You
at
can
home.
do the shit at home. You could go
You're at home.
work out of a WeWork and have a little setup over there in case you need like
You could work
a
on
place
vacation.
for meetings and shit like that.
Well, basically, what they were saying is that the average worker is only going to need to come to the office 1 or 2 days
If
a
that,
week, if that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So these businesses and they can't. And the rents are crazy. It's downtown New York City. So
Yeah.
So what they're saying, like, let's just convert all this stuff to low income housing because then we
That's
know we
fire.
can get federal money, we can get state money, and we can change the culture of the city. We can have people back on the ground.
It sounds beautiful
I don't
in
know,
theory.
episode
I just don't know if
107
it'll
of this
happen. Though.
podcast. Did I freeze?
I think
I don't-
I'm here.
But we did overlap a little bit. I don't even know how that
Are we
happened.
good? Who?
We good.
Okay, we're back.
good.
We're back.
We're good. We're good. Okay.
So yeah, what's the podcast? We'll see what happens if they offer low income housing. I'm moving to New York, guys. Just letting you know now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think this sounds great in theory. I would love to see it happen, but I have a feeling with landlords and even the fucking, it's not gonna happen.
No,
I don't
not
think
gonna
it's gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see. I just
Yeah, we'll
they were
see.
very
We'll see.
they were very like
I
they
would
were-
love for it to happen. Let me just
they just were
start
very
with that.
they were very strong in their belief that it's not going to return to where it was.
I
You
mean,
know
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
nothing will return the way it was.
Yeah,
I mean, downtown DC is a ghost town, right?
Dude.
Like,
yeah, you're fucking right.
dude, you go to downtown DC on like a Tuesday,
And like the office buildings are empty and like for lease signs in every fucking window.
Everywhere.
Every office building downtown.
I'm starting to see more police signs actually creep uptown too. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So that's gonna have, but again, this opportunity now is like get in on that weed, get in on
Start
on
growing
whatever.
weed in one of them
Yeah.
office buildings.
What? Or
Yo,
I
how
think-
much is 6 plants? How much weed can you get from 6 plants?
Not that much. I mean, you should
Yes,
get like
it doesn't sound like much at all,
you should
right?
get like a pound per plant if you're doing it right.
Over like what every?
Like every cycle, it's like
Well, yeah. What's the cycle like? 3 months?
yeah,
4
something like
months?
that, right around there.
Every quarter.
Yep.
That's not a lot at
it's
all.
not a lot.
I mean, shit. That's if you're getting. Yeah, it is because you could have.
I mean, I'm saying if you were to sell it, like that's not a
No,
lot.
it's not a
For
lot, but-
personal use, it's a good amount.
no. I mean, it's still you still make money. If it's fire, you make money.
I think
not
the thing
getting
is
rich
this
off
though.
of
It's
6
also
plants.
it's also about again you making it a business because
But who's coming around to like check and make sure you have 6 plants in your house? Like if you're gonna grow 6, you're gonna grow like fucking 20 or 30. You know.
right.
Yeah.
But my thing
no
too
one's
is like
coming by to check your plants, like how many you have.
Yeah.
it's not about there's somebody grows a plant in my building, like they grow plants you can see the light from the street, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like they're probably growing 1 or 2 plants, do your thing, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is thinking with
Unless
6
they have that
plants-
apartment just to grow weed and they don't live there and they can
Nah,
be growing like
nah.
30 plants, you know.
Yeah,
40 plants.
but my thing is like you just got to look at it and try to scale up as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Right, you just have to try to scale up as quick as possible, and really, we all see those pictures of like the West Coast and even Nipsey, like where he was, you've got these warehouses
Yeah.
full of.
Yeah, those
just-
are like
plants.
multi-million-dollar operations that people ain't just,
But here's what I'm
Yeah.
saying though. Now we know how unfair that game is turning.
Yeah.
You got to get in quick. Like there is no
I feel
time
like
to.
If
There
you're
is
not
no
already in
time
it,
to
it might be
waste.
too late.
Yeah, and you gotta also look outside of the normal way things are done, right? So you gotta move on from just weed. You gotta do the little concentrated shit, the cartridges. You gotta do the
You gotta do
goodies.
everything,
You gotta
yeah.
do the fucking
Everything.
baking goods and all this shit.
Edibles.
It's a lot of fucking work and there's a lot of shit. you need an expert. So
Yeah.
for everybody who's looking for a consultant, a marijuana consultant, make sure y'all reach out to Streetwear Eddie, man. He might or might not know a lot about this. So, I mean, listen,
For
allegedly.
sure. For sure.
I mean,
Allegedly. For sure.
he's
What's the
here.
podcast? Episode 107. We know
Holla at
it.
him.
We know what's going on. It's a lot going on in the country. But top of the top, there is the murderer, the person who murdered George Floyd. His case is going on right now.
God damn.
It's on. It's taking over timelines, Twitter every day. I think so. Today is Wednesday. Today was the third day of the actual trial, and yesterday there was a man by the name of Derek Williams, I believe is his name, and Donald Williams II. Excuse me, Donald Williams II, and I believe he has a medical job in some respects, and so he was one of the people that I believe he wheeled George Floyd's body into the ambulance,
Oh my God.
and he had somewhat of a conversation with I believe there was an Asian cop, last name Tao, T H.
He was
Fuck
interviewed.
that
He was
dude,
like
man.
interviewed.
Yeah, well, no. So on the spot, as they wheeled his body in, the dude Tao and the dude Chauvin, he had an interaction with both of these people. We're gonna retweet it, and it'll be when you hear this, it'll be on the What's a Podcast. Not retweet, it'll be on the Instagram story. But the lawyer is questioning Donald Williams II. His demeanor was, I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
He either was coached extremely well,
He
or
brushed it off.
or he is just like
He
the
did not
most-
fall for it.
You
At
like,
all.
But let's be honest, people. Y'all hear rappers, people talk about they're gangsters. This gang, no, his demeanor was
Cold-blooded.
bone chilling. It was
Yeah.
bone chilling. It was
Yeah.
bone chilling.
I believe he-
flipped. I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
Go ahead.
Must-
I'm just-
no. Go ahead.
He flipped the questions in a way that, because if you watch the video, the prosecutor is trying to paint him as an angry black man. They're trying to paint
Yep.
the scene as a mob-like and
Mentality.
that Chauvin
Was
did
fearing
what
for
he
his
did
life.
was fearing for his life and did what he did to George Floyd out of fear.
Yep.
If you watch that, and we're gonna use, I think we should use that one screenshot as the artwork for this week. I think it's fire, right?
Yeah.
But if you watch that clip, and if you don't, I barely was able to show restraint watching the clip. Like, I was so upset watching the clip.
Yeah.
But my man was so matter of fact and direct and shooting them bullets right back at the prosecutor that it was just like he represented for
The
everybody.
defense lawyer.
Yeah, the defense lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe he's also the same gentleman who also called 911 on the cops. And they asked him, they said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Because I knew what I had just seen was a murder."
Yeah.
It's fucking like, man, this shit was heartbreaking, dog.
Yeah.
I felt so sad watching some of these clips that I was like, yo, I cannot do this anymore.
Yeah.
The 19-year-old cashier who was crying. Can you imagine the trauma you have after you can somehow feel responsible for George Floyd's death? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one who accepted the fake $20 bill, and his manager continually forced him to go back out to George Floyd's car and confront him to either get a real $20 bill or something. I don't even understand, but fuck, man, that poor kid, like,
Yeah.
he must have gone through hell. And I mean, of course, rest in peace to George Floyd and his whole family. I'm not trying to compare what they're going through or went through. I'm just saying that, everybody who got up on stand was emotional and tearful.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that what's going to happen is Derek Chauvin is going to be found guilty. And I think, we're all going to be happy. But come sentence time, he's going to get, he's going to get something. But he's not going to get the 40
Everything's
years he's
suspended.
supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna do that sleight of hand, like, you know what I mean, smoke and mirrors type shit.
Yeah.
Make us get happy by finding dude guilty, but when the sentence comes out, it's gonna be like a quick 5 to 10, something light. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Compared to the 40 or some years he's supposed to get.
He definitely won't get.
What's crazy is when you look at if you look at CNN right now, it's the top story. Before,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, there's always something that is the biggest news, and it's the top story, and the article is crazy in depth, right? They talk about how the young man you spoke about, has survivor's guilt, and a lot
That's
of
what
the
it's called.
witnesses, a lot
Okay,
of the witnesses
survivor's
are claiming
guilt.
that they have survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
It was a high schooler actually recorded and shared it, and she lost sleep thinking of what could have been done.
Oh my
And you know,
God.
the unfortunate thing about it is that in that moment you're so shocked, you're in shock, you don't know how to respond. You're scared of the police.
Yeah, I mean, you
already.
don't want to get killed either.
You don't want
know?
to get killed yourself, but you end up watching a murder. You're now on trial, and for the rest of your life, you're not going to be able to go back to that store. You're not going to be able to even
Walk
hear
down
the
that
word
block.
name, walk
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and I think that the Northeast, where we live in the mid Atlantic or whatever, but the Northeast kind of has a very it's not my business mentality, right?
Yeah.
In the past couple of days, we've seen 2 incidents in New York, right? We saw one gentleman attacked an Asian woman, and somebody just stood right there. Now they ended up catching him, right? And he got hate crime charges filed against him, but he was on lifetime parole
For killing his mother.
He killed his mother in 2002. Got released in 2019, and pulled this stunt.
Yeah.
Right.
So
there was also an
yeah.
incident on a train. I don't know if you guys saw the incident on the train
Yeah.
where I believe it was a black dude and a Hispanic guy, but the media at first was trying to say that he was an Asian guy, and they were trying to say, and the Hispanic guy called the black dude the N-word.
N-word.
But they were trying to say that he was an Asian guy and he was speaking in Mandarin, and in all sorts of just craziness. And then they had to double down and had to pull back on it. You know what? He's Hispanic, and everybody on the train heard him say the N-word.
Yeah.
You know, so I think now, I mean, the Asian hate thing is terrible, and we can no longer have. And I say this obviously not being in that situation. I don't know how I would respond, but you can't just sit on the sidelines anymore.
No.
Right? Like, you know, I'm not saying
At
that
all.
would have saved George Floyd's life, but it maybe could have. Right? It maybe
For
could
sure.
have saved his life.
It definitely would have saved his life.
These large attacks against Asian people, you can't just sit on the sideline, and that's just being a decent human being.
Yeah.
Right. Like, we understand who the enemy is. We understand, you know, that like the enemy comes in all shapes and sizes. Right. But in the same respect, you know that being a good person is looking out for your fellow man, and it can't always be, well, I didn't know what was going on, or you know, if a woman is elderly, if a man is elderly,
Yep.
and a person abusing them is bigger.
It's going to be fucked up any way
Right.
you dice it.
Yeah.
Even if they're at wrong. You can't
Right.
let that happen.
So you have to step up and be the bigger person. And you know, most of the time, incidents like that are only going to take a minute to 2 minutes anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you do enough to let that person get to safety, you can get to the police, whatever the case may be. You know, and I think about situations like that because, you know, it's wild out here. It's a lot going on in the world in general. And Bella and I walk past some interesting situations a lot of the time, you know, and I'm just
Every
always
day.
like, let's keep it moving, but like, let's not get it twisted.
mind
And
your business.
She doesn't know it though, but like, anytime we step out, I got something on me just to make sure that, like, yo, if you get too close to her homeboy,
Yeah.
you're going to have a problem. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So I hope he's found guilty. I hope he does the 40. I'm interested in to see the domino effect of if he's found when he's found guilty. I'm praying on this. That's how much I'm feeling this, right? I'm praying he's found guilty. But the other officers, how that is going to affect the time that they're given as well.
Oh, you know, and speaking of, we talked about the big news in New York and that law that passed to legalize marijuana. Another big change in law in New York was police officers are now, you can file a civil case against a police officer where they were at first protected by the union or by some law protecting like individuals. But
Qualified
now,
immunity.
yeah, I don't know what it's called, but now pretty much like you can actually file a civil case against NYPD officers where they're now
Like the
responsible.
actual person, not the department.
Not the department. Now you can fucking put these bitch ass dudes under charges, and you got to pay up. You do something wrong, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
your condo away. All them
Accountability.
motherfuckers, they all got boats. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like
So-
white New York police officers. That's the dream. I want to have a boat. I want to have a boat and fucking. You know what I'm saying?
What you're talking about is qualified immunity.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is, qualified immunity is the practice of not being able to file a civil lawsuit against a government official
Okay.
performing his or her duties unless they clearly establish statutory or constitutional rights of which a reasonable person would have known.
Well,
But
now you can. That's been lifted.
That's what I'm saying. So what you're explaining is what qualified immunity, right? And
Okay.
New York City is the first city
Yep.
to end that.
I
Wow.
think I love that. I think that's a step in the right direction. But I just saw a video where some either current police officer or former police officer was saying, yeah, just fucking stop doing your jobs. Just, NYPD, don't do anything. Detectives, stop investigating cases. Let them know. Make them pay. Like, listen, bro, nobody forced you to be a fucking cop, you piece of shit. This was a decision you made on your own. Whether it's to receive benefits for the rest of your life or whether it was to beat the shit out of people of color. That was a decision you fucking made. No other job in the world is there such a place where you can go in and not do your job and continue working there. You're going to fucking get fired, all right?
Yeah.
So New York City, New York Police Department, police departments all over the country. Nobody forced you to be a police officer. If you can't cut it, if you're scared of getting punched in the face, if you can't
Yeah,
take it, if
don't
you're
do
gonna
it.
pull out your gun and kill innocent people just because you were insulted or you felt threatened over nothing, quit. Just fucking put in
Well,
your papers and resign. Go find another job.
I think the problem is that the training is so inadequate, and I think the qualifications are inadequate. Right? Like
Yes.
You see, you have to look at how what policing has come from. Right? It literally is an extension of the KKK. Right?
Yep.
Of the slave patrols in the 1800s. So, you're gonna have to do some sort of soul searching and to try to change up what policing has been, is, and will be. And police officers have earned their reputation. They've done it to themselves in many instances, right? Like, it's always cute to see them playing basketball with a bunch of kids from the hood, but like a couple years later, you end up beating those kids up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's not cool at all. So
Man.
again, I pray every night and every morning about the case. Bella and I spoke about it lightly. She got it, but she didn't. I didn't want to mess up her day, so I was like, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But just know that there's a lot going on in the world, and to be on your best foot, put your best foot forward at all times, for your fellow human beings. What's the podcast? Episode 107. Speaking of putting your best foot forward,
What we got?
the biggest sneaker news of the week. It's not a
Shit.
Dunk. It's not a Jordan. It is a potential shoe that has a drop of blood in it. Right? The Lil Nas X times Mischief
97s.
times Satan custom sneaker. Lil Nas X dropped a new song. Call Me What You Want. Call Me by My Name. I'm not sure the exact. The song is not terrible in its own. If you just heard the song, you're like, all right, it's cool. It's not bad. The visual.
Does the song have the word Satan in it? Is he talking about Satan in the
No.
song, or is it just the video?
Just the video.
I haven't even seen the video, but I
The
heard.
video is it's doing its job. It's shocking. It's got the Christians up in. They're upset.
But I saw some shit where they said he was grinding on Satan or something like that, like giving Satan the
is.
lap dance or something.
That's
He is.
hilarious.
But
He's giving Satan a lap dance.
what isn't? Oh, I see. that's not punishing Satan. That's actually pleasuring Satan. So the Christians would be mad at
So
that.
because he
Religious people all around, not just Christians, actually.
he ends up like sending in some ways Satan either dies or Satan's no longer a part of the video.
Oh.
And then Lil Nas X takes Satan's crown, sits in his chair, and now he becomes
Satan.
the Satan. Yeah.
That's fire.
It's incredible.
That's fire, he says.
The ill part about it though is like Lil Nas X has been a troll for the majority of his life. He's like 20. He was a Nicki Minaj stan prior to this. So he's a child of the internet.
Yeah.
So he's
doing what the children are going to do.
Exactly.
You can't fuck with him.
You cannot out troll Lil Nas X. You can't
Or his like
do it.
fan base.
So
But
obviously
he's getting sued, right?
Well, Nike, I think they're just suing to stop the distribution of the sneakers.
Yeah.
God, my internet is terrible
Well,
tonight.
I think they also said that they're making a claim that these shoes are counterfeit. So, meaning that they're not a custom, but they're actually counterfeit sneakers, like made in like, you know what I'm saying, the same factories that make all the fakes. So, I think that's their claim in court. Is Jerome frozen?
Jerome looks frozen to me.
Yeah. So I think that's their claim in court is that these sneakers are actually counterfeit, but Lil Nas X, man,
How many pairs do they make?
666 pairs, the devil's number.
They have to be counterfeit though. Where are you gonna get all those black on black Air Max?
That was
27s?
another thing people were saying, like, yo, these shits have to be fake.
Yeah.
Because you could really get a hold of a factory in China and just solicit them to make you 666 pairs of fakes.
Easily.
You can have that shit done in a month.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Nike is claiming. And but Lil Nas X and his fucking trolls, man. He actually was apologizing to God on Twitter. It was the
I'm not gonna
funniest
lie, those shoes are fire. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just over the top, man. They got
I don't
a
like
drop
the-
of blood
I don't
from
like the
each of
liquid on
our.
the inside.
Yeah, it's
But
stupid.
the shoes dope.
I mean, it's just a black Air Max. It's
But
nothing
again,
really dope about it.
He stated that he's been sitting on this rollout for like 9 months, right? And so all he cares about, like he did the troll, and I apologize if I missed your comment, but he basically tweeted about how he was making him feel bad. Did you talk about that?
Nah.
He's like, yeah, I feel really bad. I'm under a bunch of emotional stress. And by the way, stream, call me, such and such and such. We're going to #1 to the top, baby. Like he completely is flipping it. He's interacting with people, all these pastors. My man is taking the spotlight.
This is exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he wanted. He's been the headline. He's been in the headlines for the last few days, and I mean, listen, we all fell for it. Like, this is just another way of getting himself. It's a rollout. It's a complete rollout for his project, and I don't know. I don't listen to his music, so
Abdul will have a pair in a few weeks.
no,
100%.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want my parents mad at me.
You don't want to bring the devil's shoe in your house.
Listen, it's not just Christians. I think it's just religious people everywhere, and shit. Are giving him, threatening him, and all kind. Listen, he's a 20-year-old kid. What do you want?
I'll take him. I'll wear him.
Yeah, let him go. Sorry.
Again, I think he is just doing what he knew. Like, this is gonna
It's
go to the
smart.
moon.
It's
Yeah.
so
This is
smart.
gonna go to the moon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go there because like there's some lyrics that are a little iffy, and
Yo, he's so
but
so smart.
the visual is so
Yeah.
it's so polarizing is the word
Yeah.
that they'll use. So if you come upon those shoes, hey, I wonder if StockX would let you actually sell them though. That'd be the
Of course,
interesting part.
they should.
You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Wow.
Let's
Why wouldn't
NFT
they?
it. We should NFT that shit.
If you get your hands on a pair, let's do it.
Abdul got him on the way already.
Oh man, hilarious.
But yeah, so obviously there's also a speaking of NFTs, Wale and Nicki Diamond dropped an NFT today, right?
Like
Actually,
collabo?
it's dropping. Oh yeah, it dropped at 10
Dropped
p.m.
at 10 p.m., right? The Weeknd has an NFT drop on Saturday, and Croatian tennis player Oleksandra
It doesn't matter. what
sold
her
a
last name
patch of
is.
skin from her right arm on
How the
OpenSea
fuck do you
for
do that?
$5,000.
I don't know.
We're gonna find it out. We talked about NFTs last week. We had a wonderful conversation. Here's the thing about it.
I told
The
her,
What's a
if they're
Podcast,
not physical, if it's not physical, how do you sell a
But-
piece of your fucking skin?
But somebody now owns a part of her arm, like virtually, or somehow
That's
has a
just
stake.
fucking weird, yo.
But we're missing out. Is
That's
my
weird.
point. Like we could really be selling things on the NFT market. We really need to sit down and figure something out. I would love to sell something for like a
So,
few million.
She
We're
sold.
gonna sell Abdul sneaker collection, NFTs.
Yeah, and I'll
You
still.
get like digital pictures of all his shoes.
Yeah.
That's it. Literally.
Yeah.
That's,
That's
what we
our
need to do.
thing?
So per her family, the 20-year-old sold lifetime ownership of a patch of skin on her right arm between her elbow and her shoulder.
Lifetime ownership.
For more than $5,000.
Yeah, we're gonna sell Abdul
Hold
sneaker
on,
collection.
but hold on, let's listen to it. The person who worked for the company noted that the owner of the 6-inch by 3-inch area of skin can
That's a
commission-
big piece of skin. 6-inch. Pause.
can commission
Hey yo,
can commission a tattoo or temporary body art, leave the patch of skin blank, or resell it later, potentially at a higher price.
get the fuck out of here.
We got to get in this NFT game, man. We're
Listen,
gonna sell my sneaker collection on
If
NFT.
you- if-
Virtually.
No, we're not selling the collection. Let's just sell the pictures of the collection.
No, we're gonna sell pictures of each shoe.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm saying. We're not,
Yeah.
we don't want to. Let's not get into the physical just yet.
No.
Let's.
How
sell
much can we get?
Pictures of your shoe collection.
Thousands.
I don't know. Like,
Thousands.
yeah, like what are we
We
gonna
can get-
ask?
I promise you. I promise you. We can get 50K
Let's do it.
Yeah,
for
we're doing
pictures
it.
of your shoe collection. We can get
Yeah.
50K.
Let's
I
do
promise
it.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So the person who we've been discussing, when you hear this, hit us on the DM and we'll continue our conversation because the wheels
Let's
are
do
already
it.
in motion.
Yeah, let's
You
do
know
it.
what I'm
Let's.
saying?
We're gonna get it. We're gonna take this NFT game by storm.
We're outta
Because Nikki Diamonds and Wale, shout out to y'all. Congratulations. I hope the NFT sale went well. I was a little bit confused. I went on artgrails.com and trying to understand what it is I would be getting for the purchase. It said a diamond dunk, but I'm assuming it's virtual and some music. Wale's music, which was playing, was dope, of course. But listen, we're coming as well. We're going to drop an NFT very, very soon in the next few weeks because I have a feeling we need to get in right now. The weekend, I don't know what you're doing, man. But listen, shout out to you.
He's selling songs.
He's selling a song and some art.
Yeah, killing it.
Listen,
We're gonna sell an episode of the podcast and one pair of Abdul's shoe.
Ooh, Streetwear Eddie is really okay.
That's
Yeah,
it. He's on
yeah.
his Dean. All right.
NFT Eddie. Okay.
NFT Eddie. This about NFT about to be the new Patreon. We're about to sell episodes
get it.
on NFT that are
Yeah.
nowhere else.
Yep.
So there's actually two NFTs Tiffany Dunks, right? There's the $5,000 one, which
Right.
is an edition of 25.
25.
And then there is the open edition, which is $500.
What's 25 times 5,000? That sounds like a big number. 100,000? No. Somebody.
Yeah.
Who
You
got a
said
calculator?
25 times 5,000?
Yeah.
125,000.
125,000. Yeah.
Listen, that's good bread.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a lot of money.
Motherfucking right.
Listen, we're gonna sell a pair of Paris Dunks.
Chill. We're talking too much
And-
already. We're talking too
okay.
much already. Let's,
All right.
let's hold
We're gonna
tight.
keep it in the bag. All right.
Our business manager will be in their DM soon,
Yep.
and we'll go from there.
Let's do it. We got it. We got it. We're gonna get in the NFT game, and we're gonna take it by storm.
And if you want to get us in the weed game too, let's talk too.
Let's talk. Listen, holla at us, man. We're open to enterprising. You
We
heard?
sell weed NFTs, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to smoke, but I'll own the weed you're smoking. or something
Virtual
like
pounds
that.
of weed.
Virtual pounds of
Yeah.
weed. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm
there is
down.
there is a new para, and there's a new para dunk coming. I saw that.
It's beautiful. The
I don't
SB
like
Dunk.
them.
Definitely
I
have
don't like the
those.
mini swish. Is that the one with the mini swish?
Well, the first one they did another SB Dunk a year or two ago. Remember the all white?
Yeah,
had
It had
I
like
never
a-
liked
that
the
had a
mini
mini
swoosh.
swoosh on it too.
I don't like the mini swoosh at all.
I'm not mad at the mini. Well, as long as you still have the big swoosh, the mini swoosh doesn't bother me. It's kind of like a Air Max 1 vibe. You know what I mean? Because remember the Air Max 1 had the little mini swoosh on some of them.
Same thing with Air Force Ones, the jewels
I
and
don't, I
stuff.
don't like it on the Air Force one, the mini
Yeah.
swoosh, but I like it on the Air Max one, and I'm not mad at it on the Dunk. But that shoe looks hard.
What are they? Which ones? What do they look like? The new Power Dunks.
I'll send you a picture because somebody sent it to me. Oh, my man Alex sent it to me. Let me show you a picture. But no, it's hard body though. I don't know if when it's coming out or if they have a date even in mind yet, but it's coming soon. But shit is hard though. I don't know if we'll be able to get a pair. That's the biggest problem is getting one of these SB Dunks because I don't have a link. So Nike SB, holla at us, man. Shout out to my man Mao who's out there. But we need to get in, man. I need some of these size 9s that are dropping for real.
Shout out to I got a text message from the Nike, from the Portland plug today.
Oh, are we on?
If you want some cycling shoes, we're on. Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah. I
What's,
got the
what's the flip looking like on the cycling?
You got
no,
some sleeves?
nothing. I'm ready. I'm clipped in. I'm clipped in very soon.
Are you clipping it to
And-
your bike, or are you just gonna step it all the way up and get the whole new bike and everything?
Stepping all the way up.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm going to the Trek store tomorrow.
Oh,
And-
you're getting ready for the weather. The
Yeah,
weather's about to
getting ready for
turn
the
and
weather.
you're turning.
You got the
Pause.
one piece. You put the one piece on yet?
We're everything
Pause.
is we're elevating. We're
Okay.
elevating all levels very very soon. So, Trek
to
store
see
in
it. I'd
Georgetown.
love to see it.
You're gonna see it.
Man.
I'm pulling
I'd
up to
love to see
everybody's house in the
Are you
full
gonna buy a
kit.
Trek? Are you gonna buy a Trek?
I like the fact that I don't have to wait per se. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the
There's
6
a
week.
few bike stores in Georgetown.
Jerome
Yeah,
Biker
yeah.
the third coming
Jerome
soon.
Biker the third coming soon. The logo will be here next week, so just be prepared. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? It's really
I'm
going
with it.
down. But the Nike cycling shoes are it's a nice little look.
The Portland
So-
plug can't look out on some other stuff or
I don't.
We're
I
not
don't
there
do
yet?
too much. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not. I barely.
Nobody's
got
asking for cycling shoes.
right.
They got
Google's like,
cycling.
absolutely, no problem. Which ones you want?
Oh man. You might need to size up in the cycling shoes. You might need to go up half a size, to be honest.
We're gonna have a fuller conversation. There was this discussion of like, do you like them? Okay, cool. Like,
He's gonna
Okay.
send them a
let me
few
see.
different pairs.
If you look at the group chat, I just put them in the group chat. They look. I can see myself out here getting busy. In those.
Oh.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
these are kind of
Those are
fire.
kind of fire.
I might put grab me a pair. I'm gonna put an Air Force One bottom on it.
That shit would be dope.
I'm gonna soul swap these bitches real
They-
No
quick.
way.
They look like an aqua sock.
Bro, can you get me a size 9? I'm gonna put a fucking Air Force One bottom on these and kill the streets.
Did you see?
I'm
did you
not
see
even
what-
fucking
Did you see what Silent
playing.
Tom just said?
Now what'd he
What?
say?
Y'all are bugging. I can't believe that.
Oh my god, he said
Tom
I've
said he already ordered
ordered.
them.
Holy shit. These are kind of fire, bro. I'm not even fronting.
So I already talked to my man.
They look like a little Hirachi-esque.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
Silent
joking about
Tom is focused. Oh,
Listen, I
wow.
was joking about the Air Force One bottom, but I would definitely get like another runner and put that sole on these and
Yeah.
do a little sole swap action. I'm serious.
Like an Air Trainer 1 bottom on it.
Yo, Silent Tom got the Peloton on decky. He's ready.
I gotta step my game
He's
up for real.
yeah.
Wow.
Listen, holla at me on Peloton. Silent Tom, add me. I'm Peloton Poppy on there. That's my name.
Yo, you know what I heard is better than
That's
the Peloton? You know what I
amazing.
heard is better than the Peloton workouts though?
What?
The
A real bike?
The Apple. Well, that too. But Apple Fitness Plus.
What is that?
What?
So
What
Apple
is that?
So Apple Fitness is, it's like your Apple Watch. It's a whole
Yeah.
fitness program built around your watch, and they have 10 different exercises that include cycling, swimming, et cetera, but everything is on your TV. You know what I'm saying? So like the same way you watch Peloton on your
Like
on
on
the
the
screen.
screen?
They
Yeah.
beam everything from your watch to the television, so everything is in real time. From
But then you have to have a stationary bike, right?
yeah, you do have to have a stationary bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they have like the classes if you want to do different things, and I didn't know Silent Town was doing this.
Silent Time has been, he's been a little bit insecure about his weight gain during the pandemic. Listen, brother, you look good, man. Pause.
Yeah, the store's
Listen,
gonna open in 3
yeah,
weeks,
don't
so
worry.
I get it. I get it.
He's
I'm right
trying
there
to get
with
his summer bod back
you.
on.
I'm going for a walk in the morning. Okay.
All right.
What's the podcast? Episode 107. Yeah, real quick. Is there anything else sneaker related? you need to
Shout
talk
out to
about?
Potter, man. Potter's doing a collab with Tommy Hilfiger, and I think it's dropping next week. But what I love about it is how true these Dutch brothers are to themselves and what their brand stands for. Because the ever so infamous Tommy Hilfiger flag, which was red and white in everything he's done, they've flipped it to the Pan African flag, the Marcus Garvey flag, of black and red, which is no, sorry, black and green, I think is what they, or red and green. So that capsule, I believe, drops next week. I'm looking forward to it, man. I've been a big fan of Prada since they opened up, man, since 2005-ish or something like that, and everything they've dropped has been fire. They dropped the Reebok Club C's recently that had the Pan African flag on it, and they're following the same trend and doing the same thing with this big Tommy Hilfiger collab. So I'm excited to see what some of these pieces look like.
I mean, shout out to Pata. They definitely are trailblazers
For
with
sure.
the selections. They're in what, 3 different countries? I believe they're in the Netherlands,
Yes.
Great Britain, and Spain. Is it Spain?
Italy. They're in
Italy.
Milan.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're trailblazers.
European heavyweights, man. Black owned, independent,
Black
still.
owned.
You know what I mean?
Sick.
And good brothers, man. They've
Shout out to those dudes, man. I always want to
Definitely.
see people of color in positions winning. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
At this point in the podcast, we're gonna say, what is Abdul watching?
I was traveling a lot last week and this week actually, so I didn't get to watch a whole lot of TV. I will say that right before getting on the podcast, I was having a conversation with my young boy, friend of the show, Zay. We were discussing Snowfall, and he gave me some insight that I had overlooked. You neither one of you are caught up on Snowfall, right?
No.
I have not started.
Yeah, I know you haven't. I think Silent Tom might be caught up, but I'm gonna give you guys breaking hot take from friend of the show Zay or Grease on Instagram. Shorty that Franklin is sleeping with, the half Asian looking joint,
Yep.
is the Asian reporter's daughter. This is the brain exploding emoji. Right? So his take is that the daughter is actually working with her mom in taking Franklin down.
Wow.
So I don't know if I completely agree with that theory. However, I do think he's right about the daughter. Shorty
About her being
is
the daughter.
Yeah, she is the daughter, but yeah, it will be interesting. Tonight's episode is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we're done taping, and I'm gonna go and maybe they'll go a little bit more into that, because last week Shorty was asking questions about who the white CIA dude is. If you remember, they just finished having sex, and she was asking all these questions about who Reed was.
So you think that she's working with him?
Yeah, well, she's working with her mom, or she's in some sort of undercover capacity, according to Zay. I don't want to take the credit on that theory, but that was his thinking. Other than that, if you're not watching Snowfall, it's the best show on television as of right now. tomorrow is a big day in television. Elliot Stabler, for all my Law and Order heads out there, is coming back to Law and Order. Do y'all never watch SVU?
Nah.
I've watched it. I've watched millions of episodes.
So you know who Stabler is.
Yeah, of course.
Stabler is coming back, bro. You not happy?
It's a big deal. I didn't. Here's the thing
All
about
right.
it.
You don't give a fuck.
I did not watch. I did not realize what the SVU stood for until I watched it.
Special Victims Unit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was like Sexual Victims Unit too, though. Like a lot of the shows have a sort of perverse sexual.
Yes.
Right.
Because the Special Victims Unit apparently in the NYPD is dealing with all these sort of special cases, and majority of them involve some sort of sexual assault and some nasty shit. So
I used to watch it, and then I just realized that one day, and I was like,
You're like, I'm good on this.
I'm good on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But peace to SVU, man. I know people love that series. People love that series the same way they love that. What was that series with the hospital? Grey's Anatomy. People love Grey's Anatomy.
yeah, Grey's Anatomy
I never watched that.
is one of those. The only hospital show I used to watch all the time was ER, and that George Clooney was on that back in the day.
Yep.
But yeah, Stabler comes back tomorrow. I actually stopped watching SVU because the woman on there, Mariska Hargitay, really left a. I stopped fucking with her. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Her character just got more and more annoying every fucking season, and she kept on getting higher in the ranks, and she just really struck me as like a Karen. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
I just stopped fucking with her. It was not believable. But I'm gonna go back to it tomorrow. Stabler comes back. It's a celebration. So I'm gonna check that out tomorrow on NBC. I started watching while in Florida and hanging out with my friends. Shout out to my wife and you know our friends that we were down there with. But they put me on to this show on Netflix called The Bling Empire. Have you all watched this?
Nah.
I've not.
Oh, it's a reality show, and it's kind of interesting. It's a all Asian reality show.
Oh, I think I've seen it in like Cali or something.
Yeah, they're all like super fucking rich kids in Los
super-
Angeles. One's a model, a few are married, and they got kids, trust fund kids, or
Yep.
they just come from extremely
stupid
wealthy
money,
families. Like, and it's like the new, what was that shit that the OC with the rich white kids, and this is like the Asian version of it in
Oh, like the Hills and
2021.
all that stuff?
The Hills and all that.
But
Yeah.
even, even crazier.
But yeah, on another level, like 2021 crazy shit, right? So
Like stupid rich.
I started watching a few episodes of it, and I gotta say I'm kind of hooked. So I'm gonna finish it off. So I believe it's called the Bling Empire. I need to start Money Heist and catch up on that as well. But yeah, that's all I got for TV, man. Shout out to my brother Duncan, who's also a listener of the show, and he was talking about Jerome and Jerome's love for his daughter when I met up with him in Florida. He's a big listener. I think he's listened to every episode of ours, man. 106 episodes. So shout out to him.
Shout out. To him.
Shout out, man. I'm glad he can tell it's real over here.
man.
You know, but
Yeah.
obviously, music wise, still listening to the same stuff from the week before. I mean that
What was hitting up in the club, Jerome?
some stuff that just is like really new. Pooh Shiesty is one guy's name. Money Moo was another dude's name. Megan Thee Stallion and the baby got one. You know who's actually probably the hottest female artist right now is Coi Leray. She also happens to be Benzino's daughter.
Oh,
And
shit.
Benzino's daughter.
Yeah, and she's
Is a rapper.
She's a terrible artist.
Oh,
But she has 2 club bangers right now. Bangers.
Like, are they
So-
bangers though?
I mean, one's a banger. The other one, I'm just kind of like, I don't get it. But the one is.
But
like,
I'll play it.
Oh my god, it was crazy. And you know, there's just a lot of different A lot of different stuff. I mean, I definitely I definitely felt like, okay, I need to be out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to go to Virginia a little bit more and just see what's popping because both of the promoters, as they were celebrating the night, Rome, you're killing it. Yeah, they're like, yo, you know, we're gonna open soon. We're gonna be ready. Get ready, be ready. And I'm like, bet, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But
But
you know,
you're
I
not
just
though.
I am, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like if the vibes come back, like if the stuff that we're trying to do at like let's say Capo or something like that, I'll destroy that stuff.
Yeah.
But the turn up, I definitely need to be in there a little bit more. I downloaded all the right records, but if I
Yeah.
would have had maybe one or two more, it really would have been like, you know. So, you know, just got to stay up on things. Apple Music failed me because all the stuff that was super hot, I didn't get from Apple Music. I got from my nephew. You know what I'm saying? So,
That doesn't surprise
um,
me.
right. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But it was some good energy in the club though, man. The young kids got it. The young kids got it. I'm really just been having a lot of conversations about what exactly is left for DC, like in terms of not the club turn up. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only a few
Yeah.
places. So we'll see what happens, you know, but it was really great to be back in the mix. And so, you know, even with the mask on, it was fun to be in the club. You know what I'm saying? There was one dude who gave me 4 Jameson and gingers because he liked the music so much. And I was like, and I didn't drink any of them. Like, bro, I don't know you. He was definitely hopped up on coke. And
Oh, wow.
you know, yeah, but my man Biggs went out there with me. That's my man right there. So
Biggs was doing coke.
Nah, never.
Oh, okay.
Stupid.
I
Don't put that on that man.
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening.
And then
My fault,
one of
Biggs.
my other homies from college met me out there too. So it was cool to have a couple people that I was cool with. And then once the club guys, everybody kind of came over. They spoke.
So
Rome
what
was
time?
good.
What time did the club end up kicking out? Like letting out?
2:15.
God
like,
damn.
and like a normal like whatever like.
Yeah, I mean, by the time I went outside, there was nobody left. But that's because you got to park so
Dumb
far away
far,
from
yeah.
the club
Yeah.
that. And then I was prepared to wait like 40 minutes because Lyft prices have been crazy
Yeah.
recently. But my dude was 2 minutes away, so you know what I'm saying. I called him at 2:16. I got out of there. I got home at 2:34.
Mm.
So, like as soon as the lights hit up, I called Lyft, and it was like 2 minutes. I was like, "Oh man, cool! I already had the money. Peace out to the promoters. Pack up all my stuff. We out." So, what's the podcast episode 107? We'll be reporting live from the streets more often as the streets reopen.
Definitely.
You know, we're just going to keep our eye on everything in Minneapolis. We're going to let you know about these little Nas shoes if we can get them. If we can get the Para SBs, we'll talk about that. But the What's a Podcast NFT, please keep your eye open for that.
Yo.
Real
We're coming
talk is
across
going down.
all marketplaces, all NFT
You
marketplaces.
know what I mean? So listen, it's going down.
Coming
Shout
through
out-
hard body. You
Shout
heard?
out to my man, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
Peace, yo.
Shout out to
Yeah.
my man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Yes, sir. Holla at Streetwear Eddie for that marijuana consulting.
Boom. And I am DJ Jerome Baker III. Do remember you can listen to What's a Podcast on our archive site, whatsapodcast.live. And you're watching us on YouTube, so have a good time. We're out. Peace.
Leave a comment.
Peace.
You know?